Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's episode number, I think 134, maybe. And I cut my hair. In case you're listening to me on any of the audible audio podcast, do check out my YouTube channel and you can see my new look. And the reason why I've cut my hair is because I was actually losing weight and it was like showing on my face. And the last time why I regained from like 51 to like 53, 52, 53 was because I didn't like the way I looked. Like that skinny look is still a problem. And the longer my hair grows, it will make me look more skinny. So I went and cut my hair. I don't like it, obviously, yet, but I'm waiting for them to grow because I eat so much high protein food. They grow really fast. Anyway, so what's the progress? It's week 9 of my weight loss journey, and I have not lost any weight this week. In fact, I've gained 100 grams. Like I was 53.6 last Wednesday. This Wednesday, today morning, I was 53.7 kilos. So actually, like when I was 53.6, the next day I was 53.2. And the next day, I think on Friday, I was 53. And I was like, oh my God, this is working. I think I'm going to be like 52 next Wednesday. And that's why on Saturday I went and cut my hair. You see how the progress is. But unfortunately, there were certain things which happened and I could not stay on plan. I still think that this might be water retention weight and I might go back to like 53 very fast as soon as I start eating as my plan. And the reason why I didn't lose my weight and gained 100 grams is because I didn't follow my plan. My protocol is basically to have 2 meals a day right now, lunch and dinner, and no flour, no sugar based foods, no flour based foods. And that's it. That's not what happened. And that's why I didn't lose weight. I gained 100 grams. So let's explore what actually happened. Like if you are someone who's watching this, and sometimes I'm so happy that I'm doing this because next time when I gain some weight, which I hope not, but if I do, I have this video series ready to guide me. So let's explore what happened this week, which actually caused me to gain weight. But even before that, as you know, anytime you're working on any sort of goal, understand you need to look at what's working first. Because we are not interested in like pushing ourselves and making us do something which we don't really want to do. And that generally happens when we use a lot of willpower and we are like doing things against our will. It's like, imagine that, this is how I felt in my previous job or every job. I felt like they made me do things which I didn't want to do. I could not access like all the amazing things that that job provided me. My brain was just like so focused on like they are making me do this as if like my job was like this evil monster. It's not that, right? And I don't want any of you to lose weight like that. Like I'm forcing myself, but this diet this Dr. Rashmi has given, it's like a monster. Like I'm gonna do it because it worked for her and it will work for me, and I'm gonna do it. No, we don't have to do it that way. Please don't do it that way because that's like you're regenerating new trauma. We don't want to do it that way. And the way we don't do it that way is first you have to look at what's working, right? So, what's working, what's not working, and what we will do differently. This is how the brain is working anyway. But let's try to do this intentionally in areas like food. So, let's look at what worked this week. Even when I gained 100 grams, but there were like many things which actually worked this week. And obviously, when I was doing this evaluation, I wrote down what worked, what didn't work, and what I'll do differently. Obviously, I wanted to go to like what didn't work. And my first response was like, oh, that sandwich that I planned. Remember? Remember that sandwich, that Geno's jelly, that started it all. And I'm like, okay. Let's go to what's work first. That sandwich actually got us sick. and then we got sick, and then blah blah blah. So I'm going to go to what didn't work, but let's see what worked. So what worked was, like, I did one tedious powerful worksheet. Remember, I spoke about how my daughter is going to be home this whole vacation, and like I don't know what's going to come up, but something is going to come up. So one of the things which came up was that I wanted to have breakfast every morning with her, because I was making this yummy breakfast. Normally, I'll make the same breakfast for her, but like we ensure that she eats and she goes to school. And then I have this all free time to finish my activities and like get to work. Like I don't really need to eat. But here she is, the playful creature that she is. And then she's asking me to make pancakes for her every day. So I'm like cooking and making pancakes and all that, and I want to lick it and I want to eat it. And like I spend way more time in making a breakfast for her than I usually do. Normally, when I she's going to school, I start at like I think 6:20, and the breakfast is made by like 6:40, 6:50. It's done. That is the time I have given. But this time there is no urgency, there's no pressure, there's no deadline. So I'm like taking it easy, and my brain is like all over the place. It wants to eat everything. So that's something which I noticed, that I've been craving for breakfast every morning, and I landed up having one. On this Monday, I had eggs and two bread, butter, and like it was the first time I had breakfast after a long time. And I remember how much I used to have breakfast. Like I used to have bread, sourdough bread, like literally deep fried in butter. Like I used to put a lot of butter, I used to toast it, and then I used to have it with eggs. And I had stopped doing that, and that's how I lost the weight. So the moment I made this bread butter, my brain was like in a full on attack mode. And because I was doing this tedious, powerful worksheet, this is a special exercise that you do around foods that you want to have, but you don't want to have. And the way about it is like you analyze every bite. Like you sit with a piece of paper, you're not talking and watching anything. This is beyond mindful eating. This is not just about you registering the sensation and enjoying it. No, this is beyond. This is like every bite you take, you analyze what is the sensory experience in your mouth, and what are you thinking. So I realized that it took me almost 25 bites to finish that breakfast, but from bite one, my brain was just attacking me. Like, this is not good. You see, the bread is like soggy, and this is that good, that is not good. Like, the whole, like, I think it's here somewhere. Wait, let me check. I think it's here. I just, I didn't, I didn't want to talk about my analysis of like what my bites were. Where is it? But not here. Maybe I threw it. Oh, that was such a good. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. So I took around 28 bites to finish two eggs and bread, butter, and coffee. And the first bite attack, second bite attack. So this was just attack. Like, I think I started really like enjoying my that meal from maybe like I think bite number six. And then it started becoming like I started getting full by bite number 15. And right from bite number 23, it was like boring, 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 bad, 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 stop, stop, stop. Then tummy started to hurt. So I did that sort of worksheet with the first breakfast I had. And I didn't have bread butter breakfast. I had today, but it was not like I was like, we're not doing tedious powerful worksheet. And I'll tell you why. So I did that worksheet, and this is intense. Most of my clients don't do this worksheet. Even when they know they can do it, they will not do it, because what happens is when you do this worksheet, you generally lose desire for the food that you are having, because your brain starts noticing what actually happens when you eat the food which you're eating emotionally so fast. Second, I realized that that sandwich which I planned on the call last week, that actually led to block nose, and the bread in it led to cravings. That started like I know the exact trigger when my brain shifted in a complete different pattern. I caught that. Also, what happened is Sunday night, I didn't sleep early. And I noticed this that sleep deprivation led to a lot of my problems. Like Sunday night, I slept at like 11 p.m., 11 or 12 p.m., 12 a.m. at midnight because I was working on something. I had to send out some emails. So I just kept on like, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This feels good. Quiet time, nobody's talking, husband has slept off, nobody's to disturb you. And my brain was focused. I was like, yes, let's do this. Remember, it's like college times, you can study at night. Then Monday, my plan was that, but I was very sleepy because I didn't sleep properly on Sunday night. And Monday night, I had a call with my coach, and that call started at 11 p.m. She's in America. That call went till like 2 a.m. And then I was again sleep deprived. And then what happened was because of that sleep deprivation and this sort of allergies, and um, I went to the pool. I went swimming, and we could see that the pool is not looking cleaner. I asked the lifeguard that is this pool clean to swim, and he said it's actually pretty okay. But the only thing, these construction people, I don't know what they're doing. That sand is coming in, I think. But so we went to the pool because I never registered how the pool looks normally. And the next day, I was gone. My nose was running. This was yesterday morning, Tuesday. So Monday I went swimming after sleep deprivation. Monday night sleep deprivation. Tuesday, Monday evening I went swimming with my sleep deprivation, and I fell sick Tuesday morning. I wasn't having fever, but the nose started to run intensely and my neck went into full spasm. I don't know what happened. It just like I started to think I have meningitis. But I was like, maybe it's not meningitis. Maybe I just slept crooked. I don't know what happened, but I went into this spiral of like, oh my God, something is really bad happening with me. And yesterday I didn't have any calls, coaching calls. So obviously I went into this full on mode, victim mode, where I'm like, oh, poor me. So, so I went into this full victim mode. And then I just was like, I was sick because when you have runny nose, it's like you're having a diarrhea because when you have loose motions, diarrhea, vomiting, you're losing a lot of electrolytes through these body fluids, and same goes for runny nose. And when you lose so much electrolytes, you start feeling very weak very fast. Now, I have this electrolyte solution which I drink, and I drank that, but it didn't do much. And finally, my husband was like, just sleep, just take some rest, eat something. And I had my usual no flour, no sugar based foods, but I still didn't feel good. Finally, I took a nap of like maybe 45 minutes. I woke up, I felt slightly better. And then I was like, "Ah, I need emotional support." And then I finally went and had some croissant and cookies. And I was like instantly better, as if nothing happened. So that happened. And I was like, okay, I know flour and sugar, I need to not have it. But when I'm sick, many people will say that stay on your plan, even in the sickness, because fasting will actually help you get better faster. But the thing is, there is instant sugar, glucose, in flour and sugar based foods. And glucose is known to help you feel better, not just emotionally but physically. You get energy because it's an energy source, right? Like refined sugar is like instant sugar source. It's like having glucon D or something. So I felt good, but that sickness led to so much, and that sickness happened purely because I was already having dairy in my system from that cheese sandwich. Then the sleep deprivation, both these things, and the pool led to it because the viruses will always be around. And it's just a matter of time when your immunity will drop and the virus will enter. So it was like a perfect storm. The dairy influence on my like dairy had already compromised my immune system in my nasal passages. Sleep all sleep deprivation will make you more insulin resistant. Sleep deprivation will bring down your immunity, and the viruses were like entering in my system through that dirty pool water, and I got sick. Now, there was one more thing which I was not ready for, was that I had my wedding anniversary on 30th June, and we had like decided that we're not going to give each other gifts. Like I think we are just like so blessed to be doing whatever we want to do, and we are together, and like every day is a celebration. Honestly, I don't feel like giving him things, he doesn't feel like giving me things, because we don't really like what we give. Like I have to tell him, this is what I want from you on my birthday, and I didn't want anything from him, honestly, because I have everything I need. And so I did not expect, and I didn't want to give him anything either, because the gifts are like whatever I want to give him. He is like, he's not gonna use it. So I'm like, maybe no. Like, and I if I ask him, like, do you want something? He'll always say, no, I have everything. I don't need anything. So I thought we were under the impression that, we're not giving anything to each other. But then he ordered this really amazing dessert, and it was like these jars, and the the dessert was in the jar. So he ordered four of them. One was tiramisu. He knows I love tiramisu. Then the other one was a chocolate, what do you call it, brownie or something. Then there was a third lotus pudding, and the fourth one was sticky date pudding. Now, I I was not ready for it, but I also liked it, and I had also made a dish for him which he loves, and I had not made it for a long time. So I thought that was like a good thing that we did for each other, and I went all in. Like I was already having leftover sandwich, and then the weekend we ate some Chinese in this place called Sticky Bonafide. What is the name of the place? I don't know. Eh, Sticky rice place in in Yasmall, and I was having that Chinese food. And I did not, so that was continuing. And so I was like, let's have this as well now. And I ate that tiramisu really fast. And I was like, gone. So much dairy in tiramisu. I was like, my nose was gone. And then that was the other thing, right? Monday night, I did all that. I stayed up. So much sugar. That was the fourth contributor for my sickness. So much sugar, so much dairy over the weekend, sleep deprivation, and the virus around. So I was really not ready for um the the dessert that my husband ordered. Apart from that, what I also noticed was that I had decided ahead of time, right? Like if I had Gino's Deli sandwich, the cheese sandwich, and I feel any sort of blockage, I will immediately take an antihistamine, which is my allergy medicine, then the night before. And I had taken that because it had started. But I was so sleepy with it that the next day it took me a long time to come to my senses. And I was like, this is not okay. I've been taking this tablet like now, because there is evidence that these sort of medicines which make you sleepy, they sort of like lead to Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's, because people with allergies will keep taking it. Like especially they found this with Benadryl, because these drugs cross blood-brain barrier. And I'm like, oh my God, I have allergies and I might get Alzheimer's. I don't want Alzheimer's. Like, what will I do if I don't have my brain health? I'm a coach, I'm a mindset coach, right? So that was like a shocker. But at the same time, that drowsiness was like really impacting my mindset. And I was like in a different world. So I made that decision, big decision, that anytime I need to take an antihistamine, I'm gonna take the non-drowsy one, and of course, I'm going to try to avoid every allergen as possible, as much as possible. And dairy is a big one for me. I did not know this, honest to God, because it doesn't impact me immediately. It's not like I get like rashes or something. It's not that kind. It's just the blocked nose and then the dropping of immunity. And I'm seeing this time when I'm trying to lose weight. Now, it's not necessarily related to PCOS, but if if you can take off dairy and see if you feel better, try taking it off. Now, Other thing which I noticed was that I didn't want to hurt my husband because he got this amazing thing. And what I've realized is that we really bond around food. Like in the past, 6 years back when I lost weight, I was not who I am today. So that time I used to be very angry, very angry. So I just tell him, no, I'm not gonna do this and that, and just fight him. And I was like busy with work, and there was just no time. And I was like, just leave me alone. I want to do what I want to do. So there was like that sort of behavior. But then this time, I when I'm trying to lose weight, and then I live with someone who eats as like that's his one of his ways he feels good. I'm like, oh my God, we do this as a bonding experience. Like, we really bond over only two things, which is like food and television. And we need to find out other ways to bond. We can't be just eating this. So I noticed I didn't want to hurt my husband. And that's why that was one of the reasons why I ate that tiramisu so quickly and finished it all. And also, I could have just like tasted a little bit and just said no. But the fact that it's gonna be still in the fridge and it's for me and he might feel bad, I just finished it fast. So that's what was going on. So I've like picked up all these issues over last weekend. So also think another thing that I noticed was that I ate out a lot of flour and sugar. Like I didn't like because that Geno's Delhi was decided. The next thing was like more flour and sugar. I had this tamarind chicken wings at this place and they were yummy, but they were like too much sugar. So a lot of these things led to my illness. But good to know, right? Like they were not instantly harming me, these foods, but then they are leading to like the next damage, then the next meal damage, then the next meal damage, and then physical damage. Apart from that, I had said, right, like I'm gonna notice when my hunger comes, the hungry hunger signal comes. So I noticed it was more in the mornings and more at nights. That was when I was getting hungry. And if I didn't eat, it used to just go away. All I have to do is don't eat, because if I don't eat, then my brain will be like, okay, she's not gonna give food from mouth, so we have to go to the fat stores or learn to use the fat or the glycogen stores. So that's what these all things worked for me. Now, what did not work for me? What didn't work was that Geno's daily sandwich. I shouldn't have. But then how would I know, right, that it's gonna cause me damage? Like I knew that sandwich is so good and it causes me damage. I knew that, and that's why I don't have it, and that's why it was like planned for. But now I saw the after effect of it. And now I have more data of like how that food actually, nothing against Geno's Delhi, that place. Nothing against it. It's just it's not for me. So that sandwich led to cravings, increased cravings, and then I couldn't finish the whole sandwich, so I had only half. And I also had these jalapeno poppers with it, which had cheddar cheese in it. And in that moment, it didn't cause me any problem. But then slowly, the nose started to swell up. And the next day, I had the rest of the sandwich. And the next day, I had also, like, for dinner, I had the half the sandwich. And for lunch, I had gone to eat in this Chinese place. And I don't know what all they add in it. you can't you can't know, right? Because I had just fried rice and I had these chicken wings and they were yummy, and this one mango slushy, so all sugary stuff. I had it, and then there was leftover for that, so I was having that as well. And then the anniversary desserts, and that also I didn't finish, so that stayed till Tuesday. So I was like literally having from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days flour and sugar. So that's why I didn't gain weight and I got sick. Another thing which didn't work is like most of some of these food items were my husband's. Like I had this one Japanese cheesecake which pushed me off the edge on Saturday. He loves Japanese cheesecake and I know it causes me problem instantly. Like I've been taking Otrivin spray forever because that cheesecake does it for me. Now I could have had just a bite of his food, but no, I had to go in and have the whole thing, right? So I have to keep an eye on this. Also, Leftovers from the sandwich, leftovers from the Chinese place, leftovers from the desserts, they were all flour and sugar. And like when I know that it's there in my house, I paid for it, premium money, I need to eat it. And that's where my brain goes and I keep eating it. And lastly, what didn't work is like when I finally got sick, when my body gave up, like you have damaged so much, you have caused so much damage in us, now you're sick. The thing which I used again to feel better was cookies and croissant. And I registered that. I remember that I felt so good immediately after I had cookies and croissant. Again, nothing against cookies and croissant. They are like innocent foods. But there is a dependency of sugar in my brain. It's like imagine if I was addicted to heroin and I'm trying to go off heroin, the drug, and I'm in withdrawal and I'm going through all this misery. And instead of like just staying away from it, if I have a little bit of it, of course I'm going to feel good and I'm going to remember everything. So it's so important to like reach a place where you just like no flour and sugar, because that flour and sugar is, first of all, harming my body. Secondly, I'm dependent on it. So, what are we going to do? What am I going to do next week? So, first and foremost, no dairy for me. I'm not going to plan and have any dairy based foods, not even on Friday, Saturday. It's just like that needs to ring loud bells in my ears because, like, if your body is showing you that you have allergic response, that means it's actually not good for your body. So my body is telling me don't have dairy. It's just I don't know. Sometimes I can have some dairy and not have a problem, and sometimes I can have a problem. So I constantly have to gather data around like what foods actually cause me problem and what don't. So if I have full fat cream, the high fat cream in my tea and coffee, I don't get problem with it because it doesn't have that protein in it. But if I have milk, if I have milk based foods, if I, oh my God, some of the foods are so bad, like that Dubai chocolate. It has kunafa in it, right? Immediately, immediate, like there is some milk substitute or some milk product in it which will trigger it in me. I can't have it at all. Like I'll get instant loose motions or like smelly farts and like bloating immediately. So no dairy. Like I have to really start thinking that way for me. I can do a test and I will definitely find out, but I don't want to do a test because I can still have full fat dairy, full fat cream. I don't want to touch it. Plus, doing the test might give me data, and yet I would have to manage my mind around my cravings, right? Like, I know I didn't die of having those items. I just get little loose motions and a little this and that, but it's still so amazing. Remember my last week when I said it's totally worth it to have that Geno's jelly sandwich? By the way, not so worth it. When I was having it, I was mindfully eating it, and I was like, this chicken is too dry. Hmm, not so great. So that's about dairy. I'm just like, no. Next is I'm going to tell my husband to not order any food item which might have dairy in it because it's going to harm me. So that is another, I have already told him that, but of course he's going to forget. And of course, I'm going to forget. So I might just have to like suffer sometimes, sometimes we just learn through more and more suffering. So I'm going to ensure that I stay away from dairy. Apart from that, I have to find other ways to bond with him. I can't be just bonding around food. That's just food and TV. No. And also I have a pattern of like sitting in front of TV and eating. Every time I do that, I overeat. And I don't even remember the experience of eating. So no eating in front of TV. Like all the food items that I spoke of, flour and sugar was consumed in front of TV. Now, if he brings something which is like unexpected and which might have dairy, I might taste it, but not have it all and let him have it. If he wants, like, I have noticed that he generally will push it, like, have it, have it, have it, have it, only when he sees that I'm resisting it. But if I have a little, he lets go. Like, he doesn't even realize that I'm not having it. So maybe have a little, but not the whole thing. Apart from that, anytime I order foods from a restaurant or I go and eat outside, it has to be no flour, no sugar. At least this is a primary screening thing I have to do. I'm not planning any sort of food items which I know might have flour and sugar. I'm just not even like for an experiment, because it will like impact almost 5 days for me. And I don't want to do that. And I want you to learn from this experience. Like, listen to your body, what is going on with your body, and what is your mind doing about it, right? Like, because you are the one also probably in similar shoes as me. Now, if suppose I land up getting flour and sugar based foods, I have to remember, like, just don't have the flour and sugar based items in it. Like, the chicken wings were left over. I didn't have to eat it, and I could just like remove the coating and eat the chicken in it. How interesting. Or if I'm having a sandwich, just have the chicken and not have the bread. Or don't definitely remove the cheese if that's the problem. Like, I would have to remove the food items, like I remove some of it and just throw away or like give it to someone who might eat it. Like, my husband doesn't eat non-veg, but if he might want it, he can have it. Apart from that, lastly, is like take care of myself. Like, if I get sick and if I sometimes might need cookies and croissants to pick me up, I'm not gonna like judge myself for it. Like, I didn't judge myself for it yesterday when I felt better, because it's really important that I feel better, because I'm the whole transition of professions, the transition of careers, working from home, everything I do is so I don't get sick. And when I get sick, I don't want my brain to come and say, what kind of coach you are, what kind of doctor you are, and you got sick. My brain used to do that a lot. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I offer you the same thing. Like, do not let your critic control you so badly that you can't allow yourself to like make sense of what you do, why you do. So let that critic be aside. Yes, I felt good, and I know the consequences of it, which is like 100-gram weight gain and not achieving my goal. That's okay. I have another week. I'm going to go after it. I have found out all this data of what all happened, and I'm going to work on it. Now, if you see what I have done, like, it's so detailed and so analytical. And I do this kind of work on a daily basis as well. But right now, when I drafted for this podcast, I just wrote down whatever I remembered. But I have detailed work written in my food journal as well. Sometimes I forget, like for last 2 days, I did not do any food journal entry because I was sick. But I remembered so much. I remembered, right? So I want you to reach that place where you will start remembering why you do, what you ate. You will remember. But for you to reach that place, you will need support. You might not be able to do it on your own. You might not be able to just watch these videos and create a plan and get started. You might not be able to do it because you might have an ADHD brain. You might be seeking for that dopamine hit. You might be giving into your cravings left, right, center. You might be feeling like death if anyone tells you you can't have your food. You might feel all of that, and we might need to support you while you are going through that withdrawal, which is so unbearable. And even after going through that withdrawal from sugar, you might relapse the way I relapsed this week, right? Like, that was a big error. But I'm not judging myself for planning that Geno's jelly, because I learned so much from it, right? So it's like a constant back and forth. Like, you do something and then you fail, and then you come back, and then you go ahead again, you were getting some wins, and then you fail, you come back again, you again move forward, you keep moving forward, you are moving forward with coaching, because you have to figure out a way to like completely wean yourself off of foods which are getting you sick, to like getting used to foods which will nourish you, which will fuel you, which will keep you healthy, and because once you're healthy, you are wealthy. So if you like wealth, emotional, physical, any kind of wealth, please look into what you're going doing in your mind and how is food actually blocking you. So if I get sick, first take care of me, not necessarily with food, but lots of love and rest and comfort. Now, upcoming challenges this week, nothing much. There is just a weekend. And I've already decided no flour, no sugar. I hope I remember this because I plan to listen to this podcast again tomorrow. So I remember it. And I offer you the same, like try to get me in your ears every day. The more you, I have like so many, 130 episodes, right? Just listen to me talk. If you're not ready to work with me yet, but at least listen to me talk constantly so that the brain starts working in that direction. And if my podcast just helps you manage your mind around food, do it. I have lost weight listening to someone's podcast. I never paid her a penny. Never. And I lost the weight. And I became a coach because she was a coach. I was like, I have to do this, what she's doing. So it's possible that you might just lose weight listening to what I'm talking. It's possible. But if you are someone who it's not happened or you've tried, it didn't happen, you still keep on failing and you're not able to get to your goal, please consider getting coached by me. I have a 13-week starter pack where we work on just getting you started with this work. And I meet you every week and we clean up whatever obstacles happened the week before. And then we go back in for the next week. We have strategies in place. We know what to think, what to feel. But at the same time, life will happen. So we keep cleaning it up every week and we keep moving forward each week. Now, what work I'm teaching over here, the evaluation I do is because I'm skilled to do that. I have that skill. You might not be skilled, but we can build that skill and you might need my support. So if you're someone who's interested in getting mindset coaching, please reach out to me and let's get you started. I offer one free consultation so that we can answer all your questions and see if you are eligible for coaching, if you coaching might help you, because sometimes coaching can be very triggering, especially if if I keep telling you you're judging yourself too harsh, can be a bit triggering. So we need to see if this thing is a good fit for you, and come on that call and let's explore this. All right, that's it for today. I will see you next week. Bye.